Hi everyone, I have a message here from Keith. Hi Ollie, my name is Keith and I have shared in the abuse of narcissism. I'll spare you the details for they are no surprise to what you've already hashed out countless times now. Thankfully, I have recovered from the abuse I received at my father's hands. However, the reason for this message is something that I think goes unnoticed to most of us dealing with the struggles that we faced. What I'm referring to is becoming codependent from from the abuse we suffer from. This is the reason why I believe people go from one narcissist to another and don't understand why this happens. It's just my opinion, but I think the reason for this is because we are looking for someone else to fix us, never realizing that we are the only ones that can right the wrongs that have happened to us. We never allow ourselves the time to heal on our own. Instead, we are more concerned about being alone than the abuse we continue to receive, one failed relationship after another. Narcissism breeds codependency, and like they say, misery loves company. And when we're in this state, we can never truly know what happened to us, and more importantly, know ourselves. One thing that narcissists did give us is the ability to think on a personal level most people never go to. If you have questions when you think you're on the right track, so give yourself an opportunity to find the answers that we are truly seeking. Understand that we have become lost through all this, and we need to realize that we truly are searching for, and that is ourselves. Keep up the good work, Mr. Matthews. You're a great man of spirit. Well, thank you very much, and thank you for that question. And you're right, and I've talked about how many times that because of the abuse we suffer, we keep ending up with the same type of narcissist over and over and over again. And the pattern keeps repeating. And we know it's from the narcissistic abuse. Okay, but like I've always said, you got to strip it down and you got to get down to brass tacks of how I keep ending up with the same type of narcissist over and over and over again. And you say it's because you're abuse. Okay, fine, we know that. But what is the common denominator between all those narcissists? I'm not talking behaviorally, I'm talking about go back to the point where you first interacted with that narcissist. Go back to that point where you met them and first interacted with them. Right there, the physical, actual, okay, how did this physically happen? What were the dynamics of it? And I believe, because I've talked to other people about this, and I basically come to the opinion of, I believe if you look at the first interactions with every one of these narcissists that you were susceptible to because of childhood abuse or past abuse, you will find the first interaction is identical. In that, did you approach them or did they approach you? How do you meet people? Are you the first one to go to them, or are you waiting for people to come to you? And especially in your case, we're talking narcissistic women. I would venture to guess that most of these narcissistic women came to you. But if it's the other way around, you went to them. There's your common denominator of how you're meeting people and why you're being drawn. And you're being drawn to that personality yourself, or that personality is being driven towards you because they are the same type of narcissist who abused you for so many years. So it's going to follow a pattern that woman would engage you first because she sees you as a narcissistic soft target. If it's the other way around, then maybe you're seeking out the narcissist yourself at that first encounter. But at that first encounter is where it needs to change for everybody. So however you meet new people, whether it be friends or in a romantic or intimate relationship type, okay, if you repeatedly keep bringing in narcissistic friends, and if you repeatedly keep bringing in narcissistic mates, or more narcissistic spouses, or narcissistic girlfriends, boyfriends, go back to the point where you physically met each and every one of those narcissists, and ask yourself, did I meet them all the same kind of way? Doesn't matter if it was in a bar here, you met this one at work. The original interaction, the back and forth minutia, was it always the same? I'm not talking about the love bombing. I'm not talking about all the tactics the narcissist does. I'm talking about down to the friggin' gears grinding. Did all that work the same? And I would venture to guess it would, because everybody, the people I've talked to, basically said, yeah, it's pretty much the same. And you always write it off. Well, that's just how I meet people. Well, that's the problem, because you are susceptible due to your childhood abuse. You don't even realize you are already predetermined by who you're going for or who you're let coming for you. You're already predetermined. You already set yourself up to the point it's too late. So now what you need to do is do the opposite. Do the opposite. If you wait to be engaged, start engaging people. If you're the one engaging, hold back and wait and see if anybody who engages you. It's that first moment that sets you on the path with them. Because if you didn't have that moment, none of that other chain of events that led you right down to the same narcissism road every time would have happened. It's at that moment you got to realize, okay, this could be a potential problem. You stop and think like, wait a minute. This is how I met the last 4 of them that did it. It's the same thing. Move on. I'm too susceptible. There's no way this time this one's different who's coming up to me. Or this one's different that I had the same reaction when I saw the last 3, 4, 5, or 6 narcissists I ended up with. It's the same reaction. So you got to recognize at that point, okay, this is the same thing. This is a problem. Okay, step out of your comfort zone. Try something different. Try talking to somebody you normally wouldn't talk to. Try to change up your routine. Okay, because your routine right now is set for narcissist. It's set for narcissist magnet. So I don't think it's so much we do become codependent on it, but we're not susceptible for codependency. For susceptible, it's not where they're not being brought in because of the codependency. Every time you leave one, you want the next one to be better. You're not looking to be fucked over again. You go in there hoping this one's different, and it never, ever is. That's not codependency. You're chalking it up to codependency because the same thing keeps happening over and over and over again. But you got to remember, you were put on a predetermined course to do those damaging things and not even realize it. So you need to go to the point where it all begins, and that's where you gotta make your change. That's where you gotta look in and say, this is my problem point. Okay, if I could fix it here at first interaction and recognize what's going on and recognize the same thing that's happened the last however many times, then you're going to be able to change things. Then you're going to be able to do what you haven't done in the past, step out of your comfort zone, and then find somebody normal who's not a narcissist. Because otherwise, you're just going to follow the same path. So I hope that answer helps. It's like I said, it's my opinion, but let me know what you think. Thank you for the question. It's a really good one, because remember with narcissism, and whenever you're under attack or whatever the deal is, you have to get it down to brass tacks. You have to strip it all the way back. And then by You think you're doing that by saying, yeah, it goes all the way back to whatever happened, and you will analyze all that. But the relationship part is a different road of narcissism. It's an intersect. So when you get there, you got to treat that as a new starting point for what's ahead of you. You're never going to forget what's behind you once you got the tools of narcissism. You're always going to remember that. It is that point, that intersection, that crossroad where you're going to bring new people is where the change needs to be made. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody who's watching. Please leave any opinions or comments in the comment section below. And again, if you have a topic or a question or a story or an audio clip that you'd like to share on the channel and you like it immediately, or you just like to contribute to the channel and see it grow, you know what to do with the PayPal link in the description box. I will have the video right back to you. This is Ali Matthews. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all again soon. Bye.